This is the Cheers to Comics podcast. I'm your host, Brian Wayne, and lately I've been stuck on Chew. At this point, we're at Volume 6 of Chew, Image Comics, John Layman and Rob Guillory. This series has been amazing. I'm so grateful that my LCS guy decided to throw this one at me. It's a beautiful book. It's well written. Visually, Rob Guillory's art is fucking phenomenal. I can honestly say that he's probably my favorite working interior artist in all of comics. And John Layman's storytelling, it's just, as soon as you think he's done with the subject matter, he brings it all back around, and it loops around so well. And, oh man, so let's start here. We got Volume 6, Space Cakes. Start out with an art auction, and it is Chow Chu, Tony's chef brother, who has no regard for the law, and is Barnabas Cremeni. These are the two fuckers. They're both chefs, very highly regarded chefs, and the artist that they're bidding on is Kindim Buongiovanni. So the thing is if you look at the panels, you see that these paintings are immaculate. They look like photographs of food, and without really having to explain much, you kind of get a pretty good idea of what the significance of these artistic pieces are as soon as Chow Chu gets outbid and Barnabas Cremeni gets his painting, neener, big old fat finger, middle finger, the bird, and that's what goes down. There's definitely some tension between the two chefs. Something more to this painting than just a beautiful piece of art. Let's move forward. That was our little prologue, if you will. Tony's in the hospital. Remember how he was kidnapped in the last time and force-fed body parts of baseball players and all that shit by Amelia's ex? You remember. Well, he is in the hospital. So now we got Sister Tony, Lady Tony, in bed with her boss, Pranish. Well, since all the skywriting and everything, remember all that? Fucking Volume 5, remember? Since all the skywriting, all of a sudden the FDA kind of got bumped down as far as importance goes, as far as government officials. Now NASA's the shit. Pranish and Tony laying in bed. Pranish is all about that ass. He's whipped. I want to be with you forever. Well, she has to make sure, and this is when we realize what a cybovoyant is. I kind of had a pretty good idea, just based off the word voyant, that she's able to bite someone and see the future. Well, that's pretty much exactly what it is. Brings it in for the hug, let me see what you're all about for real, bites his neck, and you're crazy bitch! He runs out, especially once she turns him down. No. I don't want to be with you. I see that you have future motives in the future that I'm not going to necessarily agree with. So, bye-bye, bitch. It's a booty call. The funny thing is this is her boss. So, awkward much? You thought it was all just about psychopaths and Tony's ability, and you realize there's a whole bunch of different food-based superheroes out there. And essentially, it seems to be what our main villain, who is yet to be named, just referred to as the vampire, he's all about. He's a collector, if you will. Anyway, let's go back to where I said Tony was in the hospital. All fucked up. Amelia's there visiting, and Sister Tony's there. And then Chow shows up. Chow has no regard for his brother. He's a cunt. He's still using illegal chicken in his recipes, and Tony ain't about that. But granted, he is just a meter maid now and not an FDA agent, so maybe he has less regard. I don't know. And he still has to uphold the law, right? Even a meter maid's kind of somewhat of a cop. Chow shows up, and he's not there for brother Tony. He's there for Sister Tony. Sister, I need your NASA ability. I need your NASA credentials. NASA's the shit. You can get me someplace without a warrant. Here's what's going down. Barnabas Cremeni, son of a bitch, he has this painting, and I think he's going to counterfeit these motherfuckers and do an insurance fraud type of thing and collect on them and still own the originals. Let's go bust this bitch. So they go down there. And he's astonished. Barnabas, he's, oh yeah, lick the painting, see whatever. And he's explaining to, or Tony, Sister Tony, is explaining to Chow, like, that's not how my power works, you know. And then you find out that's, he's not actually using her for the power that she has. He was using her as a distraction, as she's off determining the realness of this painting. Which she does say, well, I licked it and I could taste this. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Well, what Chow was doing in the background was going through and getting old Barnabas's recipe book, and he was going to expose him, saying, look, these are all my recipes, motherfucker. You biting my steez. That's what this was all about. Sorry, sister. Didn't mean to use you, but... Gotcha, bitch. Well, that's how that all ends. Then we go to the epilogue where we get... the painter of these things, these things. Sorry, art. Jesus. Buon Giovanni. I said it wrong. Buon Giovanni. He's painting and painting and painting. Then we get the vampire the Russian vampire, who's not really a vampire. He's just a psychopath that's collecting other powers. Because now we know psychopaths don't just, have the base ability. They're also able to absorb others that have powers. He wants to absorb this artist power as well. There's a trend here. If you've been reading throughout this volume, he's going through and absorbing all of these different types of chefs and everything that have different abilities and writers and all of that. That's how chapter 1 ends. Okay, let's go on to chapter 2. Tony's still in the hospital. Notice there wasn't much Tony going on here. They're really playing into the fact that he fucked up. So, yeah, we are in the hospital, and sister is going on about her love life with her boss, Pranish. Well, Valenzano shows up. Remember Valenzano? He's kind of playing double agent right now. He works for the FDA. He knows everybody as far as Colby and all those goes, but he's also working on the side with Mason Savoy, who is technically on the run. He's a fugitive. Valenzano sees Sister Tony in the room, and he's like, bitch, I know you from somewhere. We get a flashback. And remember the telescope project when they're talking about all these scientists that had this massive budget and really only needed like a small fraction of it, so they're able to just party their fucking nuts into the fucking dirt. Well, part of that partying, Mr. Jacob Butterfield, he was pretty hardcore, and he was all about psychedelic frogs. And there's a point in time where young Valenzano shows up to this telescope research project, and you got a young Sister Tony all just tripping fucking balls. And I love throughout this chapter we keep getting different moments where, every interaction between Sister Tony and Valenzano is like, bitch, do I know you from somewhere? And then there'll be so many moments. There's so many moments where they actually did run into each other. But Tony just keeps denying it the whole time. That's not it. That's not it. There's no way. It's fucking fun. We get that awkward moment back at work with Sister Tony and Boss Pranish. And she's just playing it like a playboy is what she's doing. But she goes up to Butterfield, all grown up now. They're out of the research project, but they're still working for NASA, just in different levels. And he's telling Tony, oh, bitch, I fucked up. So you know how I'm all about those psychedelic frogs? Well, I got my hands on some crazy shit. I had this idea that maybe I could sell them. And, well, I got robbed. And we find out the person that robbed them is, remember D-Bear? That little short motherfucker? So he shows up, robs his ass like a motherfucker, takes all them frogs. That's a problem. Well, there's more to that. There's a chog involved. Remember the chog? It's not just the psychedelic frogs that he takes. He gets his hand on a chog, and the chog is the chicken frog crossbreed that was brought up way back or a couple volumes ago. And then what he did is he left one day and came back, and the chog had got out and bred with the poisonous frogs. Now he's got poison chogs, and that's what he was trying to sell on the black market. My bad. But yeah, no, that's what happened there. D-Bear robs him for all of them, and well, let's go after D-Bear. Only it's not Butterfield and Tony that goes after, it's Pranish and Tony. So they're not even awkward much again. They go to get they get D-Bear. They get him. But she goes to bite him, and then D-Bear gets away. And Pranish is like, oh, we gotta go get that motherfucker. And she's like, nah, check it out. Remember I'm a Cybervoyant and whatnot? I bit that motherfucker, you know, I just said that. I think he's gonna be... We don't have to make any type of effort whatsoever. And right on cue, he's hit by a fucking bus. So, power's real. That's what we get there. But then later on, we get the whole epilogue. Tony's still in the hospital, and he kind of opens his eyes a little bit, which isn't anything out of the ordinary. He's been in and out. He's not in a coma or anything. He's just very fucked up. Well, he opens his eyes and, Amelia? No, it's vampire fucking Russian dude. I don't know what his motives are. And that's chapter 2. So there's something particularly special about volume 6 of Chew. We get a bonus issue, and we get to learn about Pollo. Motherfucking Pollo. Pollo is on an operating table, and the doctor's doing everything they can to save it. Meanwhile, the leader of USDA, because, you know, Pollo works for the USDA, Colby's boss, you know, the bitch that they're banging and everything. She's telling the government, dude, $10 trillion is totally worth saving this rooster. While he's Pollo's being operated on, we get the whole going through hell dream sequence thing. Goes to hell. You know, he's killed a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Hell is no match for Pollo. Long story short, he goes through and just earns the respect of everybody by killing everybody. Satan and all of them. Respect? Fucking no, let him go. He's cool. He's probably too much for this place. It'd be hell to have him here. It just goes to show what they're really doing here with this interlude issue, this bonus issue, is showing how fucking badass and unstoppable Pollo is, because he's a big part of this the last few chapters. Flash forward to now. Pollo comes back to life. Clear. Boof. The operation's a success. We're in London now, and these Brits they see a bunch of carnage all over the place, and this looks like a job for Pollo, so they call Pollo. Pollo shows up in London, and he gets paired with, this is great, the Icons Affiliated. What are the Icons Affiliated? They're all the greatest image icons. So we got Savage Dragon and Spawn, and there's 3 other ones. And yeah, no, Pollo and them versus Albrecht Regenebingen. He's got a power too. He is one of the world's foremost experts in the field of both applied and theoretical climatological science. His primary area of expertise is in the science of Ranopoliva. So this means Regenebingen has researched, understood, and even recreated the very rare meteorological phenomenon in which frogs rain from the sky. He's Jesus. He makes fucking farm animals rain from the sky is his power. That's his deal. Well, he realizes that there's much more to be used. This is a power used more for gain than it is the good of humanity. So let's go to the black market. So that's what he does. Give me $5 billion or else. So that's what they go to do. But unfortunately, even Pollo's badass self is no match for this weird power that Regenebingen has. Shoots Pollo. Pollo becomes one of them farm animals what fall from the sky. USDA thinks all is lost. Regenebingen is getting cocky because the only threat is 5 miles up and a ways away. Here's the thing about El Pollo here. They even mention there's no way that he can make it in time. Fly from the sky from as far away as he is before my finger can hit this button to make bleh happen. Well, before the finger hits the button, boom, chicken through the fucking face. Sorry, not chicken, no disrespect, Pollo. Cock through the fucking face. End of Regenebingen. Story over. Except now we go back to the base. And we got Kobe, and you remember the cyborg lion that was there too at the USDA, his old partner before Pollo. He's just chilling. And old lady is explaining, where's your partner Pollo? Oh no, Pollo went to this floor. Oh fuck, that's where the evidence locker is. And then you realize, well, what's in that evidence locker? The psychedelic chogs. And their first thought is, oh fuck, Pollo is going to kill these psychedelic chogs. Nah. Mother Complex turn the page and you see Pollo with the little heart over his face. And he's got all the little chogs, all psycho chogs, all cuddled up with him. It's great. Read this goddamn book. Chapter 3. It's Milan Fashion Week. And they're Lady Gaga in all up in this motherfucker. And by that, I mean food clothes. Fish stick zoot suits and bacon umbrellas. Well, someone's got a meat suit on. Boom! It explodes! Why is meat suits exploding? Right there is the prologue. Now let's go to now. We're back at the hospital. And John Colby has this idea to break out Tony. And what we see here at the hospital is old Agent Colby paying Chew a visit. Because Chew's still in the hospital. And Colby's got old Pollo with him. And Sister Tony shows up. Hey, what are you doing here, Colby? Great to see you. Know you're up to something. I don't know. That's probably how she talks. I don't know. And Kobe's, oh, me? No. I just came by to see what's up with my second favorite partner of all time. And then Valenzano just so happens to show up. And you realize they both need Chew for something. They're not in on this together, but they're both after the same cause. Well, at this point, the mission is to distract Sister Tony so that they can escape regular Tony. Oh. Well, conveniently, when Sister Tony's Gucci gooing Pollo's face, he bites her fucking finger off. She's got to get it sewn back on. Distracted much? And they get him out of there. Tony, for whatever reason, I don't understand why they do it, but they give him, what do they call it, like a goofy juice or something? Happy juice, that's what they call it. And, why did they need Tony? Who's the mark? Who are they going after? Well, let me tell you. It's Angus Hinterwald. Well, what the fuck is he all about? Well, employed by the McBeefy Conglomerate's Research and Development Division, Hinterwald was tasked to isolate and alter a specific gene in cattle to slow the decomposition of its meat after it was processed and prepared. Imagine the money it could save on wasted cow carcass. He went a little deeper as he was figuring out how to slow down the decomposition of cattle carcass. He realized that there's a certain gene in these cows that have slowly been evolving and mutating. They explode. Remember the exploding Lady Gaga suit from the prologue? This explains it. Well, old Professor Angus, what a convenient name, huh, for a cow guy. He decides that he can use this for potential financial gain. He goes to sell this exploding beef to the black market. He gets kidnapped. He goes to sell it to Egg. Egg is the hyper chicken extremists that have been going throughout this entire series. You remember. So yeah, no, that's who he goes to sell it to. They say, well, instead of just paying you, we're just going to fucking take you and your whole brain and everything you know, and you're ours now, bitch. Bum. This is where Kobe and Valenzano come in. They team up again. They got Tony. He's on Happy Juice. What does the Happy Juice do? He's tripping fucking balls. Off to capture Angus, save Angus. Really, they want to arrest Angus for conspiring to be a terrorist. And in the meantime, take down the terrorist organization that is Egg. They go to do that. They're outnumbered. And it's not just Valenzano and Colby there, too. It's Valenzano's very incompetent partner who has a terrible superpower. He's able to just know the ingredients of stuff. And he's walking around with like a fucking bag of cheese poofs over his head. So they're outnumbered, though. And they call him out. You're with a stoned cripple, a retard, a chicken, and only 2 guns. What you gonna do? Well, they just called Pollo a chicken dog, and that chicken be capable. Pollo comes in and he rips all their fucking faces off. I love Pollo. And they arrest Angus Hinterwald. And he goes to jail. But as he's going to jail, he's like, wait, no, there's something going on. There's more to these cows than meets the eye. These genes, they're mutating. They're starting to spontaneously combust. Well, let's go towards the last page when you just see some cows in the field exploding. Moving on to chapter 4. Oh, fuck, The story's good. You see these ugly broads going into this beauty shop, coming out looking like swans and whatnot. Well, there's a new player introduced here. Judy Hines Campbell. She's a Victus Bacosian. Let me explain this to you for all who don't know. She makes beauty masks to the point where she can make you so beautiful you look like a whole different person. Useful much when it comes to disguising? Well, there's been a string of bank robberies that all kind of tie back to her. This puts her on the map. The FDA, USDA, and NASA are all working together to capture her because at this point, not only is she doing bad things and misusing her power, they also know that she's a target for this Russian vampire dude that's collecting. So they don't want him to get to her. Well, in this twisted conglomerate of that's not him, she's in disguise, he's in disguise, that's not really her, it comes down to Judy Hines Campbell ends up in a fucking freezer after the impression that she was being taken away by the Russian vampire. Well, the Russian vampire was under a beauty mask, not that person at all, gets away, blah, 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 blah. Judy Campbell is not Judy Campbell, it's some dude with a big old jaw and beard. Sister Tony goes up and bites the motherfucker and says, well, check it out. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to reveal yourself soon to be not Judy Campbell, and that happens, like I just explained. And you're also going to admit to where the body of the real Judy Campbell is, who just turns out happen to be in a freezer. Case solved, Scooby-Doo. The vampire he's playing with them. He knows the USDA and NASA and the FDA are all after him, and he's just, he's playing with them. It's all misguidance. But on the last page, we go back to, hey, remember the relationship between Paneer and Tony? You know, that booty call situation? Well, he proposes at the end, because they hook up once again. And she explains, look, we've been through this once before. It doesn't work out with you very well. So if you want me to really consider this, I'm going to have to bite you again. Well, he agrees. No, my dear, I agree. You will be very good to me. I will be good to you. So he gets bit, and hearts and sparks fly. She realizes that maybe he is a good guy. Let's go to chapter 5. It's the wedding. It's a disaster. It's a fucking disaster. Colby shows up, and he's got his boss, who he is banging, and his old boss just so happens to be there, Appleby, for whatever reason. I don't know why he's there, but he's there. And he's super jealous. And those, the old bitch and Appleby are going at it and fighting and whatnot. And we get a reveal of another Cybo superpower. Someone's complaining about the caterer, and the caterer actually turns out to be the DJ. Well, how's that work? Well, this DJ has the ability to produce tunage through his recipes. So as he lays out the hors d'oeuvres, the tasty jams are thrown down as well. So it's fucking so unique. I've never heard of anything like it before, but I dig it. We get this touching moment between Pranish and Tony before the wedding, and everything's going to be fine. As a matter of fact, this disaster wedding right now is the perfect wedding for me. I dig it. I love it. Let's do this. But she gets captured. And this is where the volume takes a deep turn. She gets captured by the vampire motherfucker. It's her turn to be collected. Well, you turn the page, and she's just fucking nubs. You realize that this vampire dude has eaten 2 legs and an arm. She nubs, but you realize how fucking badass this chick is right here. Bitch, eat more of me. I guarantee. And the vampire's pissed. How come I'm not absorbing your powers? What's going on with you? What's your secret, bitch? I want to be just like you. I want to be able to see the future. I want to see things through your eyes. Take another bite then, motherfucker. I already know my fate. I already know you're going to kill me. I know you're going to kill me. You just do what you're going to do. But the fact is that my brother, Tony Chu, he is going to beat your fucking face in. Snap. He snaps her fucking neck. That's it. You know, the volume 7 is going to be all about vengeance.